Systems are online. Welcome back, Jet.
Dark waters.
For context, this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research on everything. These are just theories, not facts. For context. That sounds like out of a scene out of a straight scary movie, like the zombie apocalypse is upon us, is the vibes I was getting.
I've never seen fog this thick in my entire life. This is the thickest fog I've ever seen, dude. Oh my. Alright, let's see if this video does justice to the fog. Yeah, look at all these particles, guys. I'm starting to think that this is real, guys. Look at this. Look at the top of the flashlight. Hold on, let me get this focused. Look at this, guys. It literally looks like sawdust. Hopefully that's just fog. It's just moisture, but that doesn't look like that's all it is. Wow. I'm gonna get in my truck and stop breathing this in. I left my camper windows open for the first time in like history. I mean, this is not snow, guys. Last I checked, it was 31 degrees. This is crazy.
I remember last year when the California fires were going on, I could not absolutely breathe for like 2 months straight outside. The conditions are terrible. If this is what they have going on near Cali and Washington, something just isn't adding up.
But when they say they're sitting in the fog, and I just been driving regularly, what is this shit right here? There's something in the fog that I can't explain, but I ain't drove to nothing but fog. And look at this shit. Check y'all shit, y'all. Crazy. Look, it's on that, but not on my windshield. What's going on? Ooh, they got asbestos in the air. That's crazy.
Wait a second. There's a radiation fog taking over parts of California, and in some locations it's been going on for a month.
Okay, so you guys can see this. I'm walking with a flashlight at night. Day 19 under the California, what they call the radiation fog that's not supposed to be dangerous. That's a flashlight showing you what's in the air. That's not moisture. Nothing's wet. Just particles. No moon, no stars, no sunlight. Nothing. Just the sun has been officially blocked. See if you can see it if I start walking. Yeah. Yep, look at that.
What is this? What is that? Never seen that in my life.
You know, at first glance, when you don't see the trees, you'll think that's Antarctica. That's just pure fog. What are they? They try to block out the sun. Block out the sun with smart dust. You know, Cali's already known for their smog.
Well, I have some news for you guys. Thousands advised to stay indoors in Oregon, Nevada, California, and Georgia. Why? Thousands of residents in communities across parts of Oregon, Nevada, California, and Georgia have been urged to stay inside by the Environmental Protection Agency, aka the EPA, because of elevated amounts of fine particle pollution in the atmosphere. As of January 13th at 3 a.m. Eastern Time, PM 2.5 reached an unhealthy level across all 4 states, according to the EPA's Air Now map. Air now uses the Air Quality Index AQI, a standardized scale that categorizes air quality from good to hazardous, to monitor, record, and communicate air quality conditions across the United States. Why does this matter? According to the EPA, unhealthy levels of PM2.5 can affect all members of the public. However, those in sensitive groups, including the elderly, children, and individuals with certain health conditions, may experience more severe health effects. PM2.5 is considered one of the most dangerous forms of air pollution. Lord have mercy. According to the EPA, as the particles are so small, less than 2.5 micrometers in size, they can be unknowingly inhaled and penetrate deep into the lungs or bloodstream. This has the potential to trigger or worsen cardiac or respiratory issues such as asthma, or cause symptoms such as coughing, throat, eye, and nose irritation, shortness of breath, and chest tightness. Numerous studies link particle levels to increase, and even both long and short-term particle exposure have been linked to health problems, the EPA warns. Y'all, so if you are in Oregon, Nevada, California, or Georgia, that is weird how Georgia is kind of just thrown in there. Am I tripping? Y'all, look at this map real quick. Hold on, let me make it bigger. Look where Oregon, Nevada, and California is. And then look at where Georgia is. Why? That don't make you scratch your head? Like, why these particular states? And Georgia is nowhere near Oregon, Nevada, and California. So why would Georgia have bad air quality like that on the same level as them? Was there something dropped off in the air or something? Like, what? Come on now, make it make sense.
You know, I don't remember being a kid, the air quality ever being this bad. Like, I remember it being real hot some days, but never to the point where you're outside breathing it in and you're like, man, this doesn't feel good. I gotta go inside.
Calls it smart dust.
A smart dust particle, or mote, is a wireless sensor with sensing, computation, communication, and power in one package.
These all-in-one microcomputers will be small, very small.
The size of a mote today is about the size of a grain of rice. And we've shown that we can make the circuitry small enough and light enough that eventually it will be possible to make things that are on a sub-millimeter size scale.
Tiny specks of computer smart dust will form a vast invisible network that can help manage the infrastructure of even the largest city.
Smart cities in the future will take this low power, inexpensive, small technology and basically distribute it everywhere.
These tiny computers record information about their surroundings, information they can send to other computers or to you. Smart dust on the tracks will monitor your commuter train so you know if it's running late. Potholes will be able to report themselves and warn your car, and you'll never have to wait for a radio traffic report again.
They're monitoring the flow of traffic and giving you alerts about what route is the right way to go to keep the traffic moving.
Bridges will get a coating of smart dust particles that can warn us when they detect stress fractures, helping avoid deadly collapses. But smart dust will also allow buildings and streets to recognize you and respond to calls it smart dust.
Call me crazy, but doesn't that look like glitter?
So ever since we've had this fog show up all around the world, people have been experiencing some strange things. I'm going to tell you what I think it is. I have ChatGPT here. I'm going to show you in one take, no edits. Let's see. Hello, can you hear me?
Hold on, you can see the actual lines. Look at that. How is that natural? You see the lines, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like cornfields.
Let's see. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How can I help?
Explain to me with a little bit of detail what smart dust is.
Smart dust consists of tiny wireless sensors, each as small as a grain of sand. These sensors can detect and measure environmental conditions such as temperature, light, vibration, or chemicals. They communicate wirelessly and can work together to gather and transmit data, often in real time. This makes them useful for applications in fields like environmental monitoring, industrial automation, and even military surveillance.
So if the military wanted to use this to collect data from civilians or anything they really wanted, they could do that?
Yes, the military could use smart dust for data collection, including surveillance. The technology's small size and wireless capabilities make it versatile for various applications, including monitoring environments discreetly. However, the use of such technology would be subject to legal and ethical considerations.
Thank you. So ever since we've had this fog show up all around...
If you think we're looking at fog right now, you better think again.
Poor people and middle class people feel like everything is expensive because they pay for things with money they've exchanged their time for. So they feel like they're paying for everything with their life because they are. So let's say I've got some money. We're going to call this some money. I got some money and I want to buy this car and I've got some time. So what I do is I take some of my time and I trade my time to somebody for some money and they give me the money. But when I get the money, I don't have the time anymore because the time's gone and I can't get it back. It's gone forever. So then I see this car and I'm like, I got this money that I changed my time for, and I'm going to take this money that I've changed my time for, I'm going to trade that in for this car. So now I don't have the time and I don't have the money anymore, but now I have the car. And now the car is becoming worth less over time. Right? So I've traded an invaluable asset for a limited asset and then traded the limited asset for a depreciating asset. And I wonder why I'm getting broker. Poor people and middle class people.
It's a hamster wheel. It's a trap. I remember donating plasma for gasoline just to get to work, to be able to trade my time to get something to eat.
Everyone thinks the future is about innovation, AI, smart cities, green energy, but that's the cover story. The real future is about reducing the human surplus without a single bullet fired. And the system that is being built makes it look like progress. In the old world, humans were assets. More people meant more labor, more soldiers, more taxpayers. But technology flipped the equation. When automation does the work, people become liabilities. They consume resources and they produce nothing. From a corporate state perspective, they are dead weight on the balance sheet. Now, what happens to liabilities in any system? They are minimized, quietly, efficiently. You don't announce population reduction. You don't draft policies that say, time to eliminate 800 million people. You design the environment so people self-select out of life. First, you control food economics. Make real nutrition a luxury. Flood markets with synthetic hyper-processed calories. Why? Cheap to make, addictive to consume, and lethal over time. Obesity, diabetes. It's slow-motion euthanasia disguised as personal choice. And then you privatize survival systems. Hospitals, medicine, insurance. Turn health into a product, and when the bill comes and you can't pay, nature takes its course. No violence, no fingerprints. Meanwhile, you flood culture with distractions. War headlines, influencer drama, ideological cage matches, so no one notices the algorithm that decides who thrives and who quietly disappears. People think they are arguing politics, but in reality, they are debating inside the zoo enclosure, while the zookeeper holds the keys to their lifespan. This isn't genocide. It is market-driven selection, a corporate Darwinism where the unprofitable simply phase out. And the punchline? They don't kill you. They invoice you until you die. This is the most profitable extinction in human history. And is happening in slow motion while everyone thinks they are free. Everyone thinks the future.
Early 1900s, my dad was an incubator baby in Coney Island. He was on display. They had just invented the incubator.
Oh, so I did a little research. I found these postcards from the 1900s. It depicted babies being mailed, arriving by train, or floating down rivers. It immediately reminded me of the stories that we used to grow up with, like storks delivering babies. After doing a little more research, I found out that these postcards were almost used as memes and were sent to newlyweds and pregnant women. Because at that time, infant mortality was really high and society was uncomfortable talking about reproduction. So this is the way they chose to communicate it with the world. It is said that during this time, hospitals in the United States didn't have a way to care for premature babies.
Signs on the exhibit buildings often exclaimed, "All the world loves a baby." So there was a universal appeal for fairgoers. Here was life at its most fragile, and it was technology that was saving it. It was a spectacle.
Was it a spectacle or an actual hospital? A man named Dr. Martin A. Coney became the pioneering advocate for premature care. It is said that this technology saved thousands of infants because of that care. But where did all these infants come from?
Cooney cared deeply for the health of the premature babies coming in, but he still wasn't an actual doctor. So he hired a registered nurse by the name of Annabelle May Segnet. Incoming babies were bathed right away, rubbed with alcohol, swaddled, and then put in the incubator, which was kept at a temperature of 96 degrees. At that point, the baby would be assigned a fake show name in order to protect their privacy. Those babies would be fed every 2 hours, either naturally or, if needed, by spoon through the nose, predating the use of a feeding tube. May and other nurses would live full-time at the exhibit in order to care for the infants around the clock.
Have you ever explored that or found out sort of when your forebears arrived here?
Mine about the same, early 1900s. My dad was an incubator baby in Coney Island. He was on display. They had just invented the incubator. He was.
You could literally tell me anything, I'd believe.
No, it's true. Yeah. Early 1900s.
Someone said Children of the Corn is another good one, and They Live. All these movies speak about people without souls of children of the fallen angels. Dang. Because you do got to think, where did all these babies come from? Because I believe they were having massive amounts. Make it make sense. The Yale University. I can already tell this is old world in the making just by the looks of it.
What is going on at the Sterling Memorial Library? Huh? Huh, Yale? What is going on here? What does this have to do with Sterling Memorial Library? Sound off. What is this about, Yale? What?
It looks like they have cuneiform. I like saying cunei. I know it's cuneiform, but I say cunei. And we got some Hebrew on the side.
Is this
Arabic? I believe this is Greek. Interesting.
About Yale? Come on.
Chinese. Wow, they put all the cultures up here. This is Mayan, I believe.
Sound off. Another 1931 special? Another 1931 special? That makes sense? Who are these people? Sound off. Like I'm a buffoon from Brooklyn that drove here for the pizza, which I'm gonna be reviewing later. I mean, a pizza. But come on, sound off. Who are these people? Come on, man.
You can see we got the Anunnaki in the middle. Whoa. What do we got here? And yeah. We got the eagle with 2 snakes in his claws. This is fascinating.
Who are these people? Come on, man. For a library? Why is it in Hebrew? Come on. This is telling a story. Let me know what you think. This is pretty wild. Make it make sense. So much going on already. Come on, man. Sound off. Who are these people? Who are these people? Come on. Come on, yeah. Come on, yeah. That's me. Before I come out and make it make sense. Ripping it in the morning with the coffee. Cough, cough. You know what I'm saying. Grandpa Bill, when he goes to the Jersey Shore and swimming it up. Make it make sense. Let's get inside this place and be like.
Huge shout out to my man Lance from upstate with more boots on the ground. Let's see what he's talking about.
Look at this snake. Why is this on the Brooklyn Public Library? This is the Brooklyn Public Library, folks. Behind me, the Brooklyn Public Library. And then what do we have all the way across there? Check that out. Check that out. Look at that arch. We're going to go check that out next. All-seeing eye of Ra. Right there. That's the all-seeing eye. Then you have a square and compass right there, a Moloch. Up there you have the harp. There's a harp. Square and compass, Moloch. Brooklyn Public Library. 2 more Molochs all the way up there. 2 more Molochs all the way up there. And whose crown is that? So this is the Brooklyn Public Library.
What's with all these libraries going absolutely insane? We were just covering one last week, I feel like, that they had all types of Egyptian artifacts on the side leading up to the ceiling. What are they trying to tell us?
Oh, look, a dragon. And then they have some masks over there. Oh, look, there's a pine cone at the top of that pineal pine cone. Check that out. That's a dragon. The Brooklyn Public Library. Look at that. 2 Molochs, 2 owl Molochs on top there. Then you have a cat. Look at that. Look at those stars up top. Those stars. All the way up there. What do we have for symbols over here? Another crescent moon and a bunch of stars all the way around the top. But you see the crescent moon up there? Another star. I mean, those 2 owls right there are the most blatant. Most blatant. I mean, this thing is gigantic. Look how big that is. Look how big that is. Checkers, keyhole pattern all around the windows. Star. Brooklyn Public Library. Here are enshrined the longing of great hearts and noble things that tower above the tide. The magic word that winged wonders starts the garnered wisdom that has never died. Stay tuned for part 3. It's wild, fam. I love y'all.
Speed has been consistently streaming in countries all over the world, and for a while everything was going perfectly fine until he went to Egypt. For whatever reason, as soon as he got to Egypt, he ran into problems that is slowing or completely stalling his streams altogether. Check it out.
With filming here, like, you have to, like, basically get a permit for pretty much everything, if that makes sense. It's a lot of restrictions here. I don't think y'all realize that.
And it doesn't stop there. Not even a day after he posted his stream in Egypt, it was taken down completely off the internet, which has led many people to believe that the Egyptian government is trying to hide or just doesn't want the general public to see whatever's going on there. I mean, Egypt is very well known for having a ton of history as well as mysteries, but the question is, are they actually trying to hide something? And if so, what do you think it is?
Yeah, I actually heard that they didn't really treat him too good. Like, he had a real successful time in Ethiopia, but when he went to northern Africa, it was a complete different story. Like, I want to go see the pyramids in the museum myself, but I'm in and out when I do.
Americans are not Indians. The grand finale. You ready? Let's go. This is one of the early flags of the Iroquois Confederation. Hold up. Run that back. This is one of the early flags of the Iroquois Confederation. Before it was converted into a symbol of hate and slavery. Did you hear that? Before it was converted into a symbol of hate and slavery. Meaning it didn't originate with Europeans. Yeah, I'm taking it there. The modern day Confederate flag was copied from the original Confederate flag because all they did was remove the battle cannon that was in the center of the flag. They removed the names of the so-called Indian tribes that was associated with the Southern flag or Confederate flag. Now somebody might ask, why they do that? This was all done so that Europeans could steal this symbol away from the Moors and convert it into a symbol of hate and slavery so that Moors cannot associate themselves with it and their Southern heritage to the South. Yes, Moors owned the South because only so-called Indians had confederacies. Therefore, this flag could never possibly belong to Europeans from the South because Europeans did not have confederacies because only so-called Indians did. Wow. Time out. Let's jump in the time machine. This is an ancient sculpture in Mexico called Nayarit. Now look at this symbol on the chest. The top right is the original Confederate flag. Can you see that? And this is the modern Confederate flag. It's nothing new under the sun. Now brace yourself. The Civil War was between the Iroquois Confederation South versus the Powhatan Confederation of the North. Pause. So the Moors from Iroquois Confederation South was fighting against the Moors from the Powhatan Confederation of the North. The real Civil War was fought over land rights for mostly European slaves. You had more Europeans in slavery than so-called blacks in the South because Moors owned the South. The real Cherokee Nation was infiltrated by Europeans and Mongols. The dark copper-colored indigenous people of the tribe were reclassified as free men and were discriminated against. Most were kicked off the land. So keep in mind, Moors from the north was fighting against Moors from the south. Meanwhile, being infiltrated by Europeans and Mongols. This is where the $5 Indians came from. The European $5 quote-unquote Indians owned prisoners of war, aka slaves, under the Cherokee Nation after it was overthrown. But the actual indigenous Cherokee did not. Cherokee owned European slaves that were shipped from Europe to the Americas to work on southern plantations owned by Berbers that were also called Moors. Now check this out. Book reference. Title 29. Lenape Indian Tribe of Delaware. The tribe was formerly known as the Moors. What? Run that back. The tribe was formerly known as the Moors. What was you saying again? The Delaware School Code of 1921 established a school for children of people called Moors. Receipts. The Smithsonian Institute issued an annual report in 1948 in which the tribe was referred to as the Moors of Kent County, Delaware. Receipts. The word Lenape means we the people.
Oh, so I see. There was two different Moors. Interesting. Could you imagine going up to someone that's rocking one of these flags right now and be like, you know where that came from, right?
Yo, somebody's been lying, but we're about to get to the bottom of it. The devil's in the details, but the devil's just God's hangman. So if the devil's in the details, so is God. This right here is an old map of America. And what we have right here, Cibola, which is the 7 cities of gold. Interesting enough, they try to say that it's all a myth, but with a little bit of research, come to find out, it was all true. The gold did exist. Now, not too long ago, I told y'all America is the Northern Kingdom. Everybody knows it but you. Maybe that's why there was a time where they called the Atlantic Ocean Mer du Nord, which means the Northern Ocean. You know, that same ocean that led everybody to America? And it just so happens that the legendary 7 cities of gold were believed to be in a northern kingdom. Right? Y'all see that? Cibola. Located in the northern kingdom. And just like always, they'll tell you that these things are a myth. But I beg to differ. If there was no gold, why was there a gold rush? And if there was no gold, why was the gold rush a massive success? Watch this. In the midst of the central island of Atlantis was a lofty mountain, which casts a shadow of 5,000 stadia in extent, and whose summit touched the sphere of ether. This is the axle mountain of the world, sacred among many races and symbolic of the human head, all right, which rises out of the 4 elements of the body. This sacred mountain, upon whose summit stood the temple of the gods, gave rise to the stories of Olympus, Moor, and Asgard, the city of the golden gates, the capital of Atlantis, all right, city of the gods, the holy city, New Jerusalem, with streets paved with gold. Critical thinking allows us to immediately connect the facts. If I wish to reach the city of the Golden Gates, I would most likely find myself passing over a Golden Gate Bridge. So westward expansion and gold rushes would lead us to these places. They would lead us to situations like this. They would explain why fabulous riches were found in Mexico City, because it's all connected.
The crazy part about this is the actual Red Sea that people theorize. Like, this was actually named the Red Sea right here. So was the Red Sea in America? I don't know. This is an interesting theory for sure. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you thought I didn't have another excellent specimen for you today, think again. All right. We have a clear quartz, contains inclusions of seaweed-like minerals, yellow fluorite, and agate, and it originates from Guam. Interesting. Yeah, just it's a lot going on. You know, you got the onyx towers on each side. You got a little purple fluorite at the top left. Definitely an interesting specimen. If I had to name this, I would name it the Fortress of Onyx. What would you name it? And on the scale, I would rate this, I give this one probably a 7.7. That's all we have for today's video. If you made it this far, the code word is smart dust. Go ahead and drop smart dust in the comments below. When you do that, that shows me you made it all the way through the video and you really rock with your mans. I just want to say thank you. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new or haven't done it already, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, if you're new around here, we'd love to have you. We have one of the best communities. We do deep dives all the time, and actually I'm going live today, so be sure you head over to Jet Ski Chuck. Make sure you're like and subscribe. Find the bell icon, turn notifications to all, so when I go live later on today around 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time is when I will start. You don't miss out on that notification, and it's going to be a lot of fun. This was the most mysterious TikToks on the internet today. See you later.